Everyone who hates when I win. The winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her. And I can only hope that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
Hey guys, it's me, Maggie. You probably want to know how the Disney live action of Snow White went on opening weekend. Well, according to That Park Place, it's not that really good. It's not. And you probably want to know what number it is. Well, let me show you. So, heading into the weekend, the narrative around Snow White was already dire. Analysis predicted a soft opening somewhere in the range of $45 million domestically. As of Sunday, the weekend box office was projected at $43 million. Even those modest expectations reflected serious trouble, making it one of the weakest debuts of any of Disney's live-action remakes. Oh boy, yikes, that's not good. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this is by far the worst of the worst remakes that Disney ever tried to pull, compared to like Dumbo and other films they try to work on. Yeah, it's not really that great, you know? And what makes this worse, and I'm gonna bring this up, you guys, they're trying to like pull this stunt where they're trying to make politics involved. And I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about, because this is by far the ridiculous theory I ever seen. So follow me, and I want you guys to see what I'm talking about, because this is such a controversial thing that they have nothing better to do with their lives just to throw politics into the mixture. And I'll come back to the article. So follow me, you guys. I want you guys to check this out, alright? 1 second. Okay, so this is what I'm showing you guys. According to Deadline, Snow White, how controversial the Disney princess fared in blue and red county cinemas in the box office. So we're starting this again. This is always bringing politics into this whole mixture. And I'm going to say this, you guys. Why does it have to bring up the red states versus the blue states? Like, why does it even matter? You know? And an exclusive, statement coming from the Deadline said, quote, that here's what we can tell you. Snow White, box office analysis corporation from the intelligence minted 60% of her ticket sales and drew 56.5%, right, of her total attendees. 31.1 million admissions in theaters located in blue counties, right? I was like, okay. And they always bring up politics, right? And at the same time, per Intelligence Family and the animated movie ticket sales come from 63% of blue counties versus the 37% of red counties, while their attendees stems from 60 blue counties and 40% red counties. That means that Snow White, with 40% ticket sales and 43.5 admission from red county-based cinemas over decks in such locations, further supporting the Snow White, overperformed in Latino and Hispanic markets like Dallas, San Antonio, and Phoenix. They bring in the percentage of how many people got to see this, the crowd that saw Snow White, and only 30% were only Latino and Hispanic audiences, like the crowd, and it was right behind 40% of Caucasian. And they thinking that it has something to do with what Rachel Zegler said about her post, right, when she started like wanting, don't want to bring politics to this, but you can see what she said right here, and I'm gonna be honest, it was kind of like sickening, and I'm being honest, that kind of like blew her chance, in being Snow White, meaning having big impact of the crowd. So you guys can read from here, because that is what she gets for bringing politics into this. You know what I mean? And they bring up the whole thing about DI. You guys can read it from here, and I'll put the link of the article from Deadline down in the description so you guys can read it. I'm gonna be honest that this is kind of ridiculous that they're bringing up politics. They think they want to blame the President of the United States for Snow White bombing at the box office. And I'm saying to myself, what the hell? Everything, you always blame, you know, a poor performance movie onto the President of the United States that has nothing to do with it, okay? You have nothing else better to do but to blame the President of the United States. You decide to, like, not blame her, but oh yeah, let's blame him. What does he have to do with anything? Did he, like, cast some kind of spell? Did he hire some, I don't know, magical being or a witch or some sort, or some psychic to, like, place voodoo on Rachel Zegler or something like that? Because I'm being honest, you guys, I'm not political and I don't like bringing politics in my videos. And I'm going to tell you guys by far that this is the stupidest thing they come up with, honestly. And you guys can agree with me or disagree, that's fine. But I'm gonna tell you guys this, that I hate when movies had to, like, link towards politics, because then they will start this whole feud. They're saying, oh, it's his fault, oh, it's she's fault. It's like going back and forth, with this drama. And they have nothing better to do. They do not. Like I showed you in the beginning of my intro of my video, I just showed you how Rachel Zegler just have this narcissistic attitude, and you guys can see it from here that she's that kind of person that she thinks she wants something. And speaking of Rachel Zegler, who doesn't know to shut the F up, who always could be on the spotlight, she comes back, right? And she's this delusional girl that thinking that her movie is number one in the box office. So follow me, and I'll show you what I'm talking about, okay? Follow me. And there you have it. We have Rachel Zegler proudly touts Snow White box office in tone-deaf victory lap on Instagram as film crashes and burns, immediately disable comments. Oh, wow. Like, girl, like, seriously. You are so naive. You're so slick. Oh my god, like, are you guys seeing this? I just feel like she doesn't want to admit that she's wrong. You see where I'm coming from, right? That she thinks that her movie of Snow White is number one, that is fantastic, is brilliant. Like, seriously, girl, like, honestly, there are empty seats in theaters. Hardly anyone went to see your movie. Maybe one or two, or maybe less than that, or hardly anyone at all, period. And you think it's number one? Are you serious? How delusional are you? Like, I'm not going crazy. Am I going crazy, you guys? Because she's going loca, obviously. She thinks that all this magical things, like how she, like, portrays, like, using her stupid hands, saying, like, oh, I see my name on the headlines, and that's me, I'm Snow White. I'm gonna bet you guys that overall, when this whole weekend is over, like this whole Easter or spring break is over, when this movie's done, her career is done. And she's not gonna blame herself. Oh no. No, no, no. She's not gonna blame herself. Too easy, right? She's gonna blame Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, or blame Gal Gadot, like she always does, but she doesn't say it to her directly. She just likes to, like, bring up mentions and stuff like that, because she does this where she doesn't really care that she's untouchable. Like I said in all my Snow White videos, like, she thinks that no one can tell her what to do. I highly doubt that, And should be a life lesson for Disney alone. There should be hundreds upon millions of girls wanting to take her role as Snow White. And plus, you can think about this, Disney. Next time you try to make a Snow White movie, and if you try to make another remake of the classic, maybe hire the dwarves, little people next time to play the dwarves, and make sure you stick with the original, because if you continue with this, hiring this girl who's this narcissistic feminist kind of diva, bringing up politics, and you have your crew bringing up politics as well, and you have someone on your shoulder telling you what to do, it's best to, like, move on, or better yet, find better people. What do you guys think? Because I don't want to work with someone that's that delusional and has a behavior like a child, you know? And I'm an adult, you guys, just to let you know. You know, I'm older than she is. So this is going to be the last time we ever see Richard Zegler ever again in movie history. And to tell you the truth, the only thing we're going to probably see her is in Broadway shows. And the one that's coming up for her is playing Evita, the, Prime Minister or the President of Argentina. You know, she's going to play her. So she's going to probably have to stick with Broadway shows from now on. And if that kind of bombs, then she's like mostly the poisonous of the poison in anything she touches. She'd be like the different version of Gold Minus. Instead of touching gold, she just wipes away, box office numbers, like making everything flop. She's a disaster in the whole industry, not just movies, but mostly musicals as well. Just saying, because she is such an idiot that she will like ruin the image. Not to mention how she called the classic of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs like outdated. That's not 1937 no more. How she doesn't deserve to have a prince. Let's change the songs. That the whole thing where Snow White's in a coffin is so gruesome. It's not right for kids or whatnot. Then when she was in doing the West Side Story movie, I'm not sure you guys heard about this, right? And I'm sorry I bring it up, but she started like throwing the late actress Natalie Wood under the bus. And if you guys didn't hear about that, like check it out, because that really upsetted me, because I like Natalie Wood's performances, especially in West Side Story. And if you guys haven't seen it, I know it was like I think came out around the 60s or something like that. And I know it was way before I was born, but I own the VHS. But I love that musical number. I love every bit of that movie. And she just threw Natalie Wood, thinking that her acting of Natalie Wood was dull and how she didn't like it. And that kind of like tore my heart a little bit. And I'm gonna tell Natalie Wood's sister in advance, like if she's watching this video, I love your sister's work, ma'am. I just love what your sister done. She's so creative, and I love her iconic role as Maria. She's better Maria than Rachel Zegler, obviously. And this should be, a wake-up call, just to let you guys know, alright? But to end this right now, guys, overall, we're not going to probably see Rachel Zegler ever again, hopefully. She's probably going to look back when she's in her early 30s or 40s and say, oh my god, did I say that? Oh my god, how awkward. I was such a child back then. Like, give me a break, girl, really. You just made me roll the eyes back of my head hearing your stupid snark and I'm saying weird, which that's going to probably a lesson for you. You probably be like, oh my god, did I just say that? How embarrassing, lol. But other than that, you guys, what do you guys think in the comment section about how Rachel Zegler is so delusional, and what do you guys think of the box office numbers? And I mean, it's really bad, you guys. It's not doing very well. And for Easter weekend and the spring break weekend, it's not going to do any good whatsoever. But I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. If you guys really enjoyed it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And of course, don't forget to be part of my Help Our Club. Alright? Now, of course, down in the description, follow my social media platforms. And as well, please subscribe to my husband, Kym's YouTube channel, guys. Love you, Kymy. So, this is Help Our Leader, Maggie Negan, the Walking in Fingers with 7 signing off. See you guys next video. Love you, Kymy. Peace out.